Within the filmmaking process, the cinematographer is perhaps one of the most important roles. The cinematographer is required to create the film's unique style through the manipulation of lighting, camera movements, and framing. Some of the most famous cinematographers consistently manipulate these elements in such a way that they carry their unique visual style with them from one film to another. Roger Deakins is one of the main examples of these sorts of cinematographers. Kyle Cassidy states that a shot that looks good in the scene will also look good on the wall of your living room, completely apart from any other aspect of the movie, meaning that skillful cinematographers can make each shot tell its own story and have its own importance in the scene. Every aspect of the shot is thought through in great detail to convey a specific meaning. One such example is the work of Gilbert Taylor in Star Wars and Peter Strzelecki in The Empire Strikes Back. In the original Star Wars, Darth Vader's power is conveyed when he meets Princess Leia for the first time. During their conversation, Vader is shot with the camera pointing up at him, making him appear more intimidating, whereas Leia has the camera above her pointed down at her, making her appear weaker. This simple use of camera angles goes a long way in showing the power imbalance between these two characters. However, in the next film, when Luke Skywalker meets Jedi Master Yoda, despite the fact that Luke doesn't recognize Yoda, the camera is kept at eye level to portray the two characters as equals. Blaine Brown writes that when we create a film project, one of our primary tasks is to create a visual world for our characters to inhabit. This visual world is an important part of how the audience will view the story. One of the most beautiful and interesting visual worlds ever captured on film was the result of John Cronenweth's work on Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. The atmosphere and world that this film created was due to the cinematographer working very closely with the director to achieve a common aesthetic vision. Along with the superb score composed by Vangelis, the film creates one of the most iconic film worlds to date. Blade Runner was almost entirely shot in low-light areas, using shadows and neon lights to effectively create the cyberpunk genre. One of the key cinematography techniques utilised within this film was that of close-ups. Cronenweth often used close-ups to hide the limitations on set, but also to give the audience the feeling that they were not seeing everything, and there was still a highly intricate world that we would not get to see. Using a wide shot would show generally the whole set or backlight, whereas the close-ups would make the world feel more real to the audience by leaving some of the shot to be desired. Another key technique Cronenweth used was that of soft front light to contrast the bright backlight, which he claims has a violent look to it. Beautiful cinematography such as this, and many of the shots captured by Roger Deakins, are huge influences on me as I prepare to shoot A Life Lived. Although this film is greatly different to that of Blade Runner, I believe there is a lot I can learn from these films on how to tell the story through pictures.